suscríbete y activa la campanita, no lo olvides.
Hey, what's up, Panda? Welcome to Reventerbone. This is Digital Combat Simulator, and today I am an F-14, and I'm going to speak about the radar in the real shit, in the back cockpit. Okay. As you can see, the last week I released a video of the pilot using the dogfight mode, okay, about the radar. Now I'm going to talk about the radar from the real perspective, but it's not going to be only one video. Maybe are going to be 3 or 4 videos because it's very huge. The Rio have to manage these controls over here, and also this panel and this other panel. As you can see, there are 4 big items in here that the Rio must know how to use them. For that, I want to make short videos to focus in one panel and the next video in other panel, because it's going to be easier for you and for me keep the track of the information, okay? Because sometimes if the video is too long, you are going to ask me in the comments what I have to do to keep the radar stabilized with the ground. Okay, this is the minute number 28 in the video. Check that. Okay, I don't want to make that calls. For that, I'm going to do short videos. Okay, today I'm going to talk about this panel over here. This big panel is really easy one, but I think start for the simple is the best way to learn at the moment. And let's start with this. The first button or switch is stabilization in or out. This means stabilization respect with the ground, rather stabilize with the ground, but in the movement. This means if the plane and the ground, this is the radar scan pattern, for example, right? If my plane goes up, the nose is going to go up, and my radar is going to keep the stabilization with the ground. For another way to say it, if I was is going to be searching at the same altitude that I am, okay, in front and the same level, okay. If you set this in out, in the down position, the radar is going to make the same thing that the plane. The plane is going up, the radar is aiming up, okay? That's the idea of stabilization. Of course, there is the limit. When you are totally vertical, the radar cannot keep the horizontal line, okay? There is physical limits in there, of course. Okay, the next button, or knob in this case, is really important, and also depends of these modes, okay? In almost every mode, you can work with this. Look at this. If I left click and move my mouse, you can see the radar is scanning to the right because I am moving the knob clockwise. If I move the knob in counterclockwise or to the left, the radar is going to the left. It's aiming in azimuth, left or right. It's really important. I have this this knob in my stick because in my team I cannot keep, I don't have any buttons in my keyboard or whatever to use it as the real Rio, okay. And the next one is radar elevation center. You have here how many degrees your radar is aiming up or down, and also the max altitude, 0 feet or 45 angles at the top of the screen. If you left click and move up or down, check the altitude and the degrees. 20 degrees, 99, 99, going down, 0.5 and 3.6 degrees. But also you can check that in here, in this panel over here, okay? Let me get the button again. And you can see I can aiming up until 60 degrees or going down until 90. And look at this. It's smiling! Hey, hey, hey! Let's go. Go center this. Also, I have this knob in my stick. I think it's really important. I am using it every time. But wait a moment. In twist mode, if I move azimuth, it's okay. Elevation is okay. In auto, if I move azimuth, it's not working. It's not working. And elevation also is not working because it's auto twist. Okay, it's automatic. Okay, for that is important. Okay, let's keep going and focus on the next button. If you saw the previous video, the last week, we were speaking about vertical scan lock-on mode about the pilot. Also, the Rio can turn it on only with using this switch. Left click is going to vertical search lock-on low, and you can see here in the TID or TID in Spanish, and also in the DDD, the vertical scan with a low pattern. But you can go also to the up pattern. There you have. This is done because maybe the pilot is not able or is focusing on other things, and he's asking to you using the radio switch to vertical low or high, or maybe you want to help if you see the target very high and you just switch to high, for example. How to get out of this mode? Easy. Use these ones, for example. Done. Okay. The next ones are also very important. Okay. Remember, not go in twist auto. Go any others. And here you can set azimuth scan. Azimuth scan, as you can see, is left or right pattern, how big it is. Look at that is 10 degrees, 20 degrees, there you can see it, 40 degrees. Remember, 40 degrees to the left, 40 to the right, 80 in total, and 65. 65 degrees is a total of 130. This is fucking huge. Okay, more modern airplanes are usually 120. F-14, old plane, 10 degrees bigger. It's crazy. And also, you can get more vertical scan with the elevation bars. One bar, as you can see in here, here is one bar, is totally static. Two bars, ping, ping. As you can see, because the azimuth is so big, the bars take longer to change them. Look at this, 4 bars. This is going to be crazy. Let me let rather finish the cycle. Okay, 1 bar, 1 jump, second jump, third jump, 4 jump, 5, 7, and 8, and 0 again. Okay, as you can see, there is a lot of time to get back to the low scanning pattern and go up again. This is really and not a very practical thing. Maybe it's better 8 bars if you get only 20 of azimuth. It's going to jump very easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's faster. But when you are already in 40 degrees, it's going to take a while. I don't like it. Okay, with 40, I want to keep 4 bars. Okay, but again, look at this. Set everything to the maximal, and twist mode. Twist mode is focused on 4 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a pattern of 20. You cannot play with it. Okay, I'm playing, but I can set 40, 20, 10, but not 65. If I set 40, 1, 2, 3, 2. Set the 40, as you can see, I only can use 2 bars or 1 bar. No, 1 bar, no, 2 bars. Is that it is. As you can see, some limitations in here. In Pulsar Search, you can do whatever you want. Pulsar Doppler Search, Reward Search, but in Twist, it's not allowed to do that. Okay. Okay, continue. Let's go with a TCS. TCS is the camera. This camera. Okay. And TCS trim is not implemented, but it's a trim. It's only now the camera is looking forward. You can trim left and up or down and keep it there. Using this, you can move the camera around, but that's going to be other tutorial. But with that trim, you can focus on the left or whatever, okay? Is to make it easier. What is a slave? A slave means who is a slave to who? In this case, TCS is a slave to the radar. In this case, that means where I'm going to aim with the radar, my TCS is going to look at it, okay? Immediately. If I set independently, when I lock something with the radar, the TCS is not going to lock or look what I am using in my radar, okay? It's independent. In the slave radar, now is the radar who is a slave of TCS. If I get something in my TCS, the radar is trying to look at it and lock it, okay? It's the slave. But I can also lock something with the radar, but the TCS is not going to move the camera to try to lock that, okay? Other important thing, acquisition, auto search, manual, or auto. Auto search is a way that the TCS is trying to, if it finds something, automatically is going to lock it, take a picture and track if it can. Okay. In manual, I am the person as a Rio who I have to lock something, move the camera and say, okay, look this, and keep the track of that. In auto, it's going to be automatically. For example, when this is a slave to something, TCS is the slave of the radar, and it's in auto, it's going to auto lock whatever is aiming the radar, okay? The fourth, field of view. That is wide, this is without zoom, okay? And there is narrow. Narrow is zoom in, but as you can see, this is wide with a small square in here, and this is narrow because you already are inside of that square, okay? It's a way to see that. And this panel over here, this is the timing remaining on your tape, recording your flight. This is not really implemented, it's Edge of Candy, but you can play with it. This knob in here, not function as you can see. On the left is recording the head-up display only. Okay, what head-up display? The pilot head-up display, okay. And then you can have this thing over here that is nothing. I think this is something like a mark or what? I don't know, because the time is running, as you can see. It's moving and moving. You can record everything, head-up display, DDD, DAD, TCS, okay, or DDE and TAD. DDD is this one. This is DDD, okay, and this one is TAD, okay, and TCS, this camera, okay. What happened here, TAD, is this, okay. Okay. As you can see here, this switch now is on because it's recording and the time is running. I can set it to standby and the light is standby or is recording and also off. But there is other light in here, this AOT light. I don't remember now the name, but T is as in tape. This is the tape is full. Okay, you cannot record anything more. I don't know how this really works, but in my opinion, if I get more data, with this all, I think the numbers should get down. But look like if you only set head up display, imagine this YouTube video, your wall in picture is the head up display, but if I set in all, maybe my camera is holding the head up display, here on the right is the DDI, here on the left is the TAD, here on the right is a square in 4 quarters or something like that, I don't know. And for that the timing is the same, but only the pictures are smaller and hard to see. Well, I think for that you can have different mode of recording, okay? And that's all in this panel. As you can see, more than enough. You are going to use a lot these 4 switches in here, because the other ones is not really something that I play with, but you can play with and you can use it if it's interesting, know everything about the radar. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, I am going to need at least 1 and 2 more videos, and for sure I think it's going to be other 3 videos in here, because it's too much information, I think. As I told you, I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe, give me a thumbs up, be happy, and don't be sad. Bye bye.
No olvides suscribirte, darle a like y revisar mis últimos vídeos. Subscribe, give me a thumbs up and check my other videos.